Well, here it is today, folks. The project we have is an old snowblower. I don't know what year it is. It's an MTD, it's an 8-horse, 24-inch cut. It doesn't have a carburetor on it. The guy says he picked it up from scrap. Should do something, but doesn't run. Obviously it needs the carburetor. We'll check out what else it needs. We'll bring you over to it. Obviously, carburetor, that's a big one. Seems to be mostly complete otherwise. Handle's a little bit loose here. We'll figure that out. Does pull over. The plug was only hand tight, so I have that out already. That's why it pulls over easily. Suppose before we go too far, well, it's a little low, but it has oil. It's good enough for me. So I know it needs the carburetor, so we will get to that. But in the meantime, I guess we should also just see if it has spark, because it definitely was outside in a big pile of other stuff. So I'll check for spark. I don't know where my compression tester is. So I'll check for spark. Maybe I'll do just an unofficial compression test with my thumb over the cylinder. Yeah, I can mildly blow my thumb off of there. That's probably enough. We get a spark plug. Can't really see it myself where I'm standing. Aimed the camera at it so you guys could hopefully see. There we go, I'll be able to watch it there. Oh yeah, we got good spark. So I know it has spark, it seems to have compression. The carburetor we'll get to. I think just for funsies though, I'm just going to spray a little bit of carb cleaner on the plug. And put it in there and just see if it pops off real quick. Let me know maybe if there's anything else going on in there. Just hand tighten it, because if it does run, it's only going to run for a couple seconds. I think I may have heard that. Okay, the first time I did that, I think I heard it pop just for a real quick second. It probably is really loading up on way too much air because of no carburetor. So let's go ahead and get the carburetor. Now, it didn't come with a carburetor. He said it was, he took it off to clean it, but it was so far gone, he just gave up, threw it away. But I'm a man, and as such, I don't throw anything away, so I have enough of these carb bodies laying around. I'm sure I can piece something together. So this one's off of a snowblower, I can tell just by the way the choke is up here. Gasket's still kind of soft. Got two floats. This one has definitely been repaired before. Yeah, it's not going to focus. This one looks to be, oh no, that one's got a hole in there. I could fix it, but we're going to go with this one. I have a fuel needle. Little clip goes on that. And I guess before I do that, I should probably try to spray stuff through that and just make sure it's clear. There's not a whole lot to these. Oh hey, there's no rubber piece in there either. We'll get back to that. Yep, that's clear. Okay, passage is clear, but yeah, there's no rubber piece. What I'm talking about is this. Kind of in my fingers there. Very tiny rubber thing with a hole in it. And that goes down into this hole right here where the fuel needle is going to sit. Kind of see now there's a hole in it, so I got to find something to push that down with. In theory, the fuel needle should do that, but I'll use this other fuel needle. Yep, that's seated in there nicely. I know I'm probably blocking you, but kind of trying to hold stuff and do stuff. So I've got that on there. Now it goes into that hole. Rotate the float down. Huh. I have another one of those little rubber stoppers on the table there. That's neat. One of these little pins is what the float pivots on. And so it goes like that. When upside down, the float will float and shut the fuel off when it's ready. And I guess this here is essentially the main jet. It screws in there, it holds the bowl on, and it controls fuel flow. Make sure I got a little bit of... Oh yeah, that's flowing real nicely. Gasket's there, put that on. The gasket looks still acceptable on here. Screw it down. Make purists mad when I grab pliers to tighten this, because I don't have a wrench handy. That carburetor is basically ready to go on. I'll probably have to either find or make a gasket for this, but that shouldn't take long. Okay, I thought I would have a gasket for this, but it turns out I don't. Man, well, I probably do, but I can't find it, and I'm not going to keep looking. So I'm going to make one. They just sell this paper in rolls. And there's lots of ways I've seen people actually get the pattern for this. Some people just kind of wing it. Some people try to trace around whatever you're doing here. I've seen some people set it up on here and use like a ball peen hammer to kind of tap it, and it almost cuts itself. The method that I've always used is I set it down on a flat surface, and I get something oil-like, and I coat whatever I need. And I basically stamp it. And I'll kind of hold it there, let it soak in a little. And when I lift it, the basic pattern I need is now on that. So now I just got to cut that out and I have a gasket. Okay, so we're down here now where the carburetor goes. I snipped off the end of the line. It was cracked a little bit. This one also has this tiny line, and it goes up to this thing up here. It's for a primer. So the big line will go right here. The little one, there we go, goes right here. It's a primer. Then we should have, yeah. We also have a little linkage piece that has to hook up to the throttle. Just kind of got to hook it up and see which way makes sense. I put my fuel line on. Not a lot of room for my hands. I might get some pliers. Just to hold the fuel line while I push it on. Okay, that's on. Primer just runs around to that little port. Carburetor wasn't here, but I actually did find the correct bolts literally just sitting on top. Somehow they made it to be loaded and all the way home without causing any trouble. So that was pretty awesome. Now the gasket that I made for this was kind of crude, but these are very forgiving engines, and they really don't care too much. But if I had the correct gasket, this part would be a lot easier, because the holes would be complete and to the size that they need to be. Whereas I kind of made some holes that were close, and now I'm just essentially threading those bolts into it. It will be fine. Not gonna hurt it. Just a little bit more trouble here. The gasket is probably very inexpensive, but I don't have one here, and I'm more doing the time thing more than the cost thing. through. Try to reach back there and get the nut on it. Sometimes on these it is easier to take the whole intake off, put this on, and then screw the intake back up to it. I don't like doing that unless I have to, though. Less gaskets I have to mess with, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that one's kind of snug. Nope, I dropped it. I think too, there's a lot of this kind of piddly stuff here where it's like right now I'm screwing these bolts in, getting them tight, and it's just going to be a lot of real repetitive motions. I usually edit most of this out when I'm doing the video. Let me know though in the comments if you want to. If you'd prefer to see all of this piddly stuff, or if you'd want to just keep it kind of to the point. Personally, when I'm watching a video, I don't like to watch it, so that's why I've been editing it out. But the videos are for you guys, the viewers, so, you know, if you want to see it, I can definitely leave it in. I mean, heck, it's less work for me. Okay. Carburetor is on. So I'm going to put a little bit of gas in it, only a little at first in case that carb leaks, or if the gas line's bad somewhere else. There's a very small amount of liquid in there, kind of smells like gas, we'll hope it is. That should be plenty. We got gas in the carburetor, the primer works. Guess we'll see what it does. You know it had spark. We said it probably had ample compression. I think I will actually tighten that spark plug completely in case it does start. I don't want it to rattle loose and ruin everything. And I suppose it was low on oil. I think. I don't remember. Yeah, it could use some oil. It had some oil in it, but another one of those things. I hate to do all the work and then just blow it up immediately. I will not be able to check that proper level for a little bit because there's oil all over the tube. And I just dropped my cap somewhere too. Okay, so the oil level is good. And we're going to try to fire this thing. Okay, not a terrible first fire up. It does appear to be either burning oil or just had a lot of it in the cylinder or something. Did seem like it only really wanted to run on choke. I think I'm going to open my garage door and try again. adjust a little bit of the carburetor, just that screw on the bottom. You kind of go back and forth till you find the right spot. We only have about an inch of really, really wet snow right now, but I'm still going to go try to do it. I know the auger spins. The drive was a little hesitant to work, but it does work. So we're going to go out in the yard and try to blow this much snow. All right, so there it is. These the Tecumseh engine should be the 8 horse because of the 824 that's up there. Those carburetors, I showed you the inside of it. That's all there is to them. I built it with spare parts because I don't throw anything away, and that helps me today because I got the snowblower for 35 bucks. Works great. Now I have a snowblower, and I don't have to put the plow on the 4-wheeler because I don't want to.
Yay!
All in all, I still have to tighten up. Boy, that's a voice crack. I burped. I still have to tighten up this handle. I'm not going to film that because it's literally the bolts need to be tightened. I'm not going to worry about the electric start either because I don't think I need to. In fact, no reason for the electric start. These things start up in a couple of pulls. There's very little compression, and they even have a compression release on them. So I'm going to call that one done. Going to call that one a win. Thanks for watching the Grant Garage. Like the video, subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you did. I do watch for comments. I answer them if I think I can be helpful to you. And we'll see you next time.